Good afternoon, you beautiful souls. Happy Saturday. So I thought I would jump on here and do a little bit about myself. So let's have a little bit of a story time. And my background working with energy and stuff. So many, many years ago, when I was around about 10, I'm going to say, maybe 11, I used to babysit at this house where I grew up, in the area that I grew up, and I never used to like the feeling. I always used to feel I was watched, and I just didn't like it. Anyway, back in the day when you could exchange houses and stuff, we exchanged with that person and we moved into that house. And the house was awful. And to the point, like, we used to sleep with my mum because it was just not very nice. And you was constantly felt like you was watched. Anyway, one particular night, I sat up and I had a conversation with two people. And I didn't know who these people were. And I was just like, yeah, that's fine. You know, had a full-blown conversation with these two elderly people. And this story is known, my family know about it. And with that, my nana got a photograph sent from Newcastle from my nana's brother's wife. And when I saw the photograph, I was like, that's them two. And it turned out that the people that I'd had an in-depth conversation with was my great-grandma and granddad, Annie and Robert Law, which was my nana's mum and dad. Now, they died very, very, when I was like young. And I maybe saw them when I'm going to say when I was around 1 year old or so, if that. I don't remember what they were like other than seeing them in spirit form, and I can describe how they were now, and the picture, obviously, they had exactly the same clothes and everything as they did in that picture. And then when I was 16, my best friend died, passed away, and I shut them feelings off out of fear, because I kept feeling like he would come and see me, but I'd be scared of what I saw. So I really closed it down. So that was around about when I was 16. But at that time, I lived at home in a different house to that one. And things would happen, like my stereo would turn on, blasting on a night. I'd see a shadow at the top of the stairs and that sort of thing. I'd be jumpy now and again. And then when I was 19, me and Steve got our first house. And the house just had an awful energy feeling to it, like, to the point of, I used to say to him, because he used to get up mega early then, I used to say to him, when you get up, wake me up, I don't want to be left in this bedroom on my own. I just hated it. And the more we lived there, the more things started happening. So it would come to a certain time at night, we'd hear this noise, and it was like the house come alive at night. People can believe what they want to believe. We were both there, we know this happened. And my answer machine would go off early hours in the morning, but the phone would never ring. Our bed was sort of in the middle, and the wardrobe was on the side wall, like the opposite wall. But in order to walk around to Steve's side of the bed, you had to walk around, and the wardrobes was on like that wall. And you'd hear the wardrobe doors rattling. Now, the floor joist ran that way. So, like, if you walked around yourself, the wardrobe doors would rattle. But we would be in bed and the wardrobe doors would start rattling. Then I had Bradley. Obviously, I have a angel baby. So that happened while we was at that house. But that was an ongoing thing. Nothing to do with the house. And then I got pregnant with Bradley when we lived at this house. And Bradley would see things in this house when he was 3. But also when Bradley was little. So then we used to have what was Bradley's room, the back room, and we moved into the front bedroom. But I just felt the energy more in what would be Bradley's room. I just didn't like it. I felt like we were constantly watched. I hated it. And then when we had Bradley's toys would go off, and I mean the toys would be switched off in the wardrobe, turned off, put away. Anyone who knows how I live knows how I like my house to be in place, so it wasn't like they were just slung everywhere. and they would just start playing and going off. And then I remember one night we could hear something, and I said to Steve, Barney, Bradley's toys singing. And he was like, no, it ain't. I was like, I'm telling you, I know it is. Anyway, he went into Bradley's room and he didn't say nothing. He come back, got into bed. And then the next morning he went, I didn't tell you because I know you would be scared, but it was Barney. And I was like, I know. But things like, as well, we had a smoke alarm at the top of the ceiling outside our bedroom door. But 5 o'clock, it would just start going off. It was just weird, the house. To the point I actually went to the doctors because I thought I was cracking up. But I wasn't, because I worked nights then. So even when I was at work, Steve would text me and tell me the wardrobe doors were rattling. He's fully aware of stuff that went on. He's not as open to it all as me, but he knows. And then one day I was hoovering the stairs at that house and I saw somebody walk past the bottom of the hallway, but I never questioned it because I just thought, oh, it's Steve on from work. And then when I got downstairs, there was nobody there. Bradley used to tell me there was an old lady near the front door. And he also used to tell me he'd sit and talk to himself. And I'd be like, who are you talking to? And he's like, can you not see? There's a mister with a little boy there. While he was sat playing with his car. So Bradley used to see stuff. And kids don't know the difference, because to them, when they're up to a certain age, they don't know what's real and what's not real. So yeah, Bradley used to see things as well. And then eventually we left that house. And I often wonder if anything does go on in that house still, because I was literally like, please don't follow us. Don't follow us to the new house. Anyway, to the new house, we never had nothing from that. Now I know what I know. I believe she was probably trapped in a house. It was an old lady's house and she had passed away. And maybe she didn't want to leave, or maybe she didn't want us in her house. Although it was nothing really badly untoward, I just could feel the energy. And then we moved to this house that we're in now, and things go off in this house every now and again. Not as frequent now, funnily enough, as it used to be, but things have gone off, which we're all aware of in this house, but the energy does not feel bad at all. So I just feel like they let the presence know that they're around, or I'll ask for a sign. Next thing my telly will pop up out at bed and I'm like, oh, they're here. Like, it don't faze me no more, because I've got over the fear of death, and that is all thanks to my nana. Obviously, I didn't want my nana to die, but I faced the fear of what I had of death when I was present with my nana passing. And since then, it's all started opening up a lot more. I've had a fair few visits from my nana, all good, since she's passed away. And also, when I was, a friend of ours, her mum passed away, but she was a very good friend of ours. And I think that was 6 years ago now. And I went to see a medium with her because she wanted some information from her mum. But at this point, obviously, I wasn't at that frequency or channeling as much as I do now, because I'd shut it down. But things started happening in this house when she passed away. So maybe to let me know she was around, maybe to pass that information on. And we went to see a fortune teller. Now, when we got, this is not dissing fortune tellers, because I love all that kind of stuff. If you know me, you know I love all that kind of stuff. But we went to see one, and that fortune teller told me by the time I was 45, I'd be doing what she was doing. So I needed to join like a spiritualist church or whatever to work on working with the energies and stuff. And I thought no more of it. I just thought, oh yeah, you know, I don't think that'd be me, whatever. And here we are. I am 45 and I now, I'm opening up to that more. Now, don't be disillusioned by what I'm saying. I'm just letting you know that how I read things. And when I'm channeling to the energies, I do get information that comes through. But if you walked up to me and was like, can you tell me so-and-so, so-and-so, I wouldn't be like, yeah, if I didn't get anything, because I ain't here to blag, fake, or be whatever. I'm just here to tell you that this is what I do and I love doing it. Along with tarot. Now, when I have done the Dark Night of the Soul and shadow work and light work, and I embrace both now. I've healed my childhood traumas. I've done all that internal work. And again, once you heal a lot, you open to a different frequency and vibrational level, which then allows things to come in because you trust in yourself, you trust in your intuition, you're getting that information coming in. When you're in your thoughts all the time and in that negative mindset or that you're just overthinking and you don't shut your brain down. Now, I meditate every day for at least half an hour, and I have done for well over a year now. It's just something I do for myself and I love it. I do get information that comes through. And obviously now I'm at the place where, and on this journey, like now, he's started ringing, they're letting me know the present. When I went through this Dark Night of the Soul, I literally was guided to get tarot. Now, if I wanted to, I could have just gone and seen a tarot reader, you know. I could have gone to be told what I needed to be told, but I was guided to get a tarot deck. So I did. And since then, every day I was doing daily energy guidance for myself to check in what I needed to know. I was using it as a tool, as guidance for myself where I were. And in spirituality, you can use tarot that way, because in the major arcana, it starts from the major life events, from the full being the 0, which is the beginning, to 21, which is the world, which is the cycle, the end of the cycles. And then every other, the pentacles, the swords, the cups, the wands, they're all minor arcanas that go on in your everyday life, whereas the major ones that could be like 6 months, 12 months, a year, 3 years, whatever. Now, I read intuitively. Do I read for people personally? No. That might be something that I do start to develop on to get more confident with it, and work on doing more readings, because I just absolutely love it. And it's funny how that lady told me at the age of 45 I would be doing it, and I never thought that would even be considered a thing, but it turns out it was my life's path and my journey. And she didn't say I would get here or what I'd be doing. She just told me I needed to go to a group, which I haven't until recently started going to a group. Over the last 6 months or so, I've been tuning in and working with that energy myself. So I've not committed to a particular group to build on them. I have done some psychic ability courses, and I have got some tarot courses and done some tarot courses, but I read intuitively what I get with the card and the energy that I feel, because I work with energy, and I love doing that. And yeah, things happen in here, but this is not a negative energy house at all. And I just have an instant knowing. There's things that I've said to people that would have thought I've probably just guessed, but I am a person that has an inner knowing. I just know things. I know things I know things before they even happen, and I don't know how I know, but I just know. And that's part of one of the clairs that I have. Clairs are obviously clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudience, clairsentient. There's quite a few different ones of where you're at. And yeah, like I say, it's great and I love it. And how nice. My mission on this is not just to be like, oh, people be like, oh, look at her, whatever. The reason I do this and want to do this is to serve you, because how lovely is it that when you actually go to people and you can get some relief or some lovely messages, because I don't work with anything negative energies. Everything I do is in love and light and for the highest good. And this is why I wear crystals a lot, and I have a lot of crystals at home, and I have my sacred places. We're just doing another place for me to do some work from in the house, because crystals for me amplify energies, and they're also there for a protective thing and for healing purposes. So I love crystals, and I'll probably be delving deeper to be working more with crystals as well. And yeah, I just love being able to work on this more and bring these messages to you. But also, my aim of this is it fills my heart with joy and pure passion and love to be able to be the person that can give the messages to you. So that's my whole purpose of this, and working with energy. And like with Reiki, I absolutely love it when I have a client in and I'm in the flow of the Reiki energy. It's just amazing. I love that. So yeah. So I just thought I'd do a little bit of a story time. This might sound all a little bit of woo-woo to you that don't believe, but anyways, it's my story, so I don't care how people perceive this. And it's true, because it's true to me. It's what I've seen, it's what I've felt, it's what I've heard, and there's not only me that's seen it. So yeah, and Evie's quite good at sensing things as well, and she knows stuff. So she might even follow a little bit in my footsteps somewhere along the line, but obviously it's her journey. I'm not here to pressure my kids to do anything other than to be who they are and be beautiful souls that they're here to fulfill their life with. I'm just here as a guidance to help them, because let me tell you, your kids, should I say, sorry, are your biggest teacher about self. And I love mine passionately. I love my kids so much, and yeah, I'd protect them no matter what. So yeah, so I just thought I'd do a little bit of a story time so you can have a little bit about me. But am I here to charge people for readings and what I'm doing currently? No, I just do it because I get called. Let's do a daily, like today, I've done a daily energy guidance check-in, which I'm going to post a bit later on. I get intuitively guided to do things. I listen to my intuition. I trust it because it took so hard to get it back to where I am. This is obviously so far on my journey. Am I perfect at it? No, I'm not, but I'm also not a blagger, and I wouldn't be giving people information that I didn't think was true or relevant or whatever. I just don't even say it to them. I just ask them. If I get something, I'll just be like, does this make sense? Because I don't know why, but this has come in. Might not even be for them, might be for me. Who knows? Might not be for that time, but it might crop up later on in life. Who knows? But I believe and I trust in what I get. I trust in my spirit guides, and I trust that I know. I just know. So yeah. So you never know. There might be times soon where I call you in for if anyone wants free readings. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Just because then that builds my confidence up on being able to be a reader for other people, directly, one-to-one. But also, it's constructive criticism feedback as well. But when you have a reading, and if you go to anyone else for readings as well, don't just assume what they've told you there, you're going to walk out of that door and it happens like the next day. Because if we go back to what that medium told me, that was 6 years ago, and I'm 45 now. So, you know, there is a time scale to things. Just because it isn't happening right there, don't mean to say that they're rubbish. It's just not that time. You're not at that scale yet. So I always think if you do go see a medium, and that's what you want to do, I love seeing them. I've seen plenty in my time. Go in with an open mind, but don't go in for answers. If you're going in there saying, oh, I'm going to meet man of my dreams, and then every relationship you're dooming because it turns out it's not the person and the man of your dreams, just go in with an open mind and let the information sink in. And then there might be times in your life, so many years down the line, like now, and you can be like, wow, she said that to me, and here I am doing what she said. Who would have known that would even be a thing? So just change your perception on it. Don't be going to see people for them to answer the questions, because the answers are already within you. We are just here to help guide you along your way. We are a guidance tool. We're not here to give you the answers to what it is that you need. Well, that's how I feel for it anyway. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a little story time. So, have a blessed rest of your day. I will be posting a daily energy guidance, which is a good one, which I've done today because I felt called to do that. And I'll speak to you all soon. Peace, love and light. Donna. Namaste.